Happy Truth and Justice Tuesday, everybody. I'm out here basking in the sun. My vitamin D is low, so I got to get as much natural D as possible. So, happy Tuesday. It's a great day to be in the state of Alabama and to be an Alabama fan, football fan, Roll Tide. It's also a somber day because we are upon the 1-year anniversary of Tony Lewis Jr., the 19-year-old who was found in the Montgomery City jail, dead. No, it hasn't been resolved. It's a very sad situation when you have a mayor and city council, chief of police, and a chief of public safety, and no one of them followed protocol. Neither one followed protocol. Neither one held a press conference when that 19-year-old died. What they did do, and I will say it, they tried to cover it up. They tried to cover it up because they did not present it to the public. Anytime an individual dies in your custody, because as you know, when you are in prison, you are a ward of whatever entity you are housed in, whether you are the ward of the state, ward of the federal, ward of the city. That's why they have wardens to oversee their wards. So the city didn't hold a press conference to let the public be made aware this 19-year-old died in the city jail, and they were going to look into it. Which makes me give Todd Strange a new name, Mayor Accessory to Murder. Mayor Mac Accessory to Murder. That's what we need to call him. Mac Idiot. Mac I Don't Care. Mac No Feelings. Mac Massa. He has that subtle, blatant. It's oxymoronic how he does his racism. Very oxymoronic. But he is. And on this Truth and Justice Tuesday, I want you to know how oxymoronic this dude is. Look back a year ago. In many years, you see his pattern and practice of racism and the white supremacist thinking he has. He builds his budget off the backs of poor black people and poor white people. And that's that white supremacist thinking. He, they stack tickets and continue to lock people up for their inability to pay for those tickets that are stacked upon them. No alternatives given other than jail time. He doesn't allow the sanitation department to take off on the observation of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday holiday. President's Day. We've had a black president. I look at his subtle, overt, oxymoronic, white supremacist tendencies, actions that he does. He stood by the Rosa Parks historical marker by the fountain where she got on the bus and where the Bible is that the AKAs got in her honor. And he announced Zubu with a little man in a zebra, little cartoon, the figure thing. He announced Zubu at that stop. Why didn't he do it at the Montgomery Zoo? I'm just saying, y'all play too much with Mayor Mac supremacists. Mayor Mac Country Club. Mayor Mac Accessory to Murder. That's what he is. He is the head. He is supposed to know what department is doing what. He is supposed to inquire about things going on in his department. Not when they have cover-ups that go awry. Not when you have your top two black high-performing, high-ranking officers mess up. And then you give them an option to retire or else, basically. And I was deeply disappointed in Chief Cook. Ron Cook's action and what happened when he got caught up in that debacle. I really wanted him to be chief of police one day. I really did. I think he was good at what he did. Just like women a little bit too much. You know, he's a man. Mr. Charlie is just a man. Okay, but you know, the old lyrics old now. It's 2016. I know you're trying to do the best you can, Mr. Charlie, but you can't keep doing that when you're trying to move up the ladder. And then when your friends come and try to rewrite police reports, you know, mad they come with folks and it was going to be found out. Which leads me back to what else has been rewritten to make the city look right? Like they're right. Was the report on Tony Lewis Jr. written such that the city would look like they weren't at fault? And who wrote that report? Brenda Gooden was the warden at the time. She was caught up in the Chief Cook's actions. And I'm alleging. Maybe some misreporting was filed on that instance with Tony Lewis Jr., the 19-year-old. You just don't up and die in jail. Now, whether they say, oh, it was some drug use bought in and bought up, how did drugs get in a city jail? You know, it's piss poor. It's piss poor, and we have to do better. You know, we have to stop allowing people to make excuses. Okay? Y'all know Todd ain't no good. Y'all know he will cover up anything to make it appear as if this is the best city to retire and live in. Our homicide rates, you don't know what they are. I mean, Montgomery police have been cited. Police department has been cited by the Uniform Crime Unit of the FBI for underreporting. Now they got so slick that they are reclassifying these homicides. You know, you get shot or stabbed and you don't die, 2 or 3 days later, they'll swear you died of an infection from the gunshot wound or the knife, the stab wound, and won't try to fix it up like you died from the infection or natural causes. You know what I'm saying. So it's time out for that. It's 2016. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther the King holiday to be celebrated in a few days, and I wonder, will anybody remember Tony Lewis Jr., 19-year-old, who died last year in that city jail? I wonder, will Todd Strange allow the city sanitation workers to have that day off? Because he doesn't do it. And see, there goes that subtle, overt racism. What was Dr. King's last speech about? Giving city sanitation workers in Tennessee fair pay, giving them respect, and Mayor Mac accessory to crime, McMaster, Mac Jim Crow 2.0 is very disrespectful to the black community. If you disagree, maybe you're suffering from PTSD, post-traumatic slave disorder. You know, in his mind, he is a massa or somebody plantation. I'm just not dwelling on it. So, in this birthplace of the civil rights movement, which has really become the death place of unity, where we have a mayor who continues to be so oxymoronic in his subtle, blatant, or subtle, overt racism, we have to call him out on it. We have to continue to call him out on it. And let people know. He may not run again, but while you're in there, we're going to hold your feet to the fire, Todd. Because, I mean, there's only so many times you can go to Costa Rica when things happen, you know? I think the federal government needs to look into our city jail and city police department. It's full of crap. I was reading how the young lady gave birth last year. Excuse me, year before last in the city jail. Lost her baby. Well, you know, the city will deny things. There have been many more horrific tales of individuals who died in that city jail. Y'all want to march with the ones in Ferguson, stand with Ferguson? You have your Ferguson right here on Ripley Street in that city jail. And today, as a mother reflects that 1 year ago, her 19-year-old son, as that father reflects today that his 19-year-old son is no longer with us, I ask that you remember them. Send up a good prayer. Lift them up. Because it's a hard thing to not have closure when somebody in your family is murdered. You know, he was murdered. And Mayor Mack accessory to murder. You know, that's his department. He's supposed to be over. He didn't do anything. You accessory to the crime. You didn't come out to the public and make them aware. You didn't follow protocol. Insult over injury. City Councilman Burkett, that's your nephew by marriage. You didn't open your mouth. Everybody loves titles. When you stand before your God, you ain't gonna have no title. You will not have a title. And I wonder what you would tell him. What was your excuse for not standing up for a 19-year-old? Dead. Not going to the family. Not following protocol. What would your excuse be? I pray God that he has quick vengeance on you, Mayor Mack, accessory to murder, and Dave Burkett. Hope you don't get any sleep. Hope your nerves get so bad. Hope Tony Lewis Jr. walk all night over y'all. Really do. Because it's so unfair to his family how disrespectful you all tried to play them. So as we celebrate a national championship game today, January 12th, 2016, the winning of a national championship, we also must remember a family is yet grieving and mourning for closure on a 19-year-old black man. Generations in this black man. Dead and gone. It's Truth and Justice Tuesday, January 12th, 2016. Let's live together, people.